Greece is now free from major EU scrutiny of public finances after 12 years. Its economy was being monitored by Brussels following 3 international bailouts between 2010 and 2015. Athens will now have greater freedom over its budget at a time of high inflation. Marina Rigou is an assistant professor of politics at the University of Athens and joins us now. Thanks for being with us, Marina. After 12 years of pain, then, Greece finally breaking free from the EU's close scrutiny. Just remind us, why were Greece's public finances being monitored in this way in the first place?
Good evening from Athens. Today marks the last day of the enhanced economic surveillance for Greece. This is a symbolic, let's say, day, because it does not mean the end of the problems. The economy is suffering worldwide due to COVID-19 and the Russian invasion of Ukraine. So Greece is not an exception. Going back 12 years, because we were in the Eurozone, we could borrow more easily. So the debt had grown enormously. We had a huge level of debt, 185% of the GDPR. That means more than 320 billion euros, and the country was on the brink of bankruptcy. The 2008 financial crisis also affected the Greek economy, although economists believed that because we were in the Eurozone, we will not have any problem. However, we were in fact the weak link, open to market attacks. So Greece had recourse to the IMF, the European Commission, and the ECB. The European Union and the IMF bailed out us under severe conditions. The surveillance framework was intended to ensure the continued adoption of measures to tackle potential sources of economic difficulty and structural reforms to support sustainable economic growth. As you said, these 12 years under surveillance were painful, not because we were under surveillance, of course, but because of the conditions. Greece was hit with waves of pension cuts, spending constraints, tax increases, and bank controls after it was forced to seek its first bailout in 2010. The economy shrank 25% during the 3 bailouts. More than 40% were the losses of wages. The middle class suffered most, and a large brain drain resulted because of the economic situation. There were, of course, positive effects for the economy. The unemployment rate, which during the crisis reached 28%, is now at 12.5%, which is still very high, but it's lower than the beginning. So the gross domestic product grew up to by 8.3% in 2021, and the Commission expects it to grow 4% in 2022.
And a lot of us remember the scenes after the debt crisis, political trouble, the public anger, and the protests. What does this freedom mean for Greece then, particularly at a time when it has so many challenges, including inflation near a 30-year high?
Not much, because the problems of the economy persist, and there is not much room for public spending, and the only freedom is where to spend the public money. It's important, but the constraints remain. Many analysts insist that the Greek government should remain under the conditions of the bailout in order to recover properly. On the other hand, the exit of the enhanced economic surveillance will bring closer to the country's goal of regaining the investment-grade credit rating, as the Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis said. But up to now, as you may know, for example, tax evasion, it's a huge problem for the Greek economy. Up to now, no government was able to tackle that problem, the tax evasion. So I'm afraid that this government will not do any better on that issue. And the tax evasion will remain a problem for the Greek economy. As for inflation, it continues to be a problem caused by the COVID economy lockdown, the gas prices, and as some economists say, as a result of the low cost of borrowing. It is not an easy problem because it has an international dimension.
Yeah, but many countries across the EU and across the world trying to tackle the problem of inflation. Thank you, Marina. That's Marina Rigou, Assistant Professor of Politics at the University of Athens.